Have you ever noticed this about yourself? You've done some incredible things, but you don't talk about them. Nobody knows. You actually downplay them most of the time. You brush it, oh yeah, that happened. Uh-huh. You don't even make it sound like, oh, it's not a big deal. That's how you make it sound like. And and then you tell yourself because, oh no, I'm just being humble. Yeah, it's just a thing I did. Everyone like does the same thing. But what if I told you it is not humility that you're displaying there? It is the reason people overlook you. People don't care. People are like, oh, okay, just Joe Block. Because people can't value what they cannot see. And this is something that I had to learn the hard way. So let's talk about it. Let's figure out what's this thing? Like, okay, when should we or should we know? Like what's And you've done the thing, the real thing. You've got the experience, you've got the results, the moments you have those locked in, those things that people go, oh my word, like really? Yeah. But you don't lead with them. You don't say anything about it. Like no one knows what exactly you've done. So I have interpreted for the late Her Majesty the Queen of England, right? I've even done when she was opening up a hospital here in London recently. And I've also worked in Buckingham Palace. I worked in the gold room. Like very rare people go into that room. Everything in that room is paved with gold, down to the cutlery you eat with, down to like they even have pens on the side if they have to sign certain documents. It's everything in that room except the humans are gold. Done major like for the interpret for the mayor when Olympics was around here. Did some events that was there. Certain things I did, like really high profile job with celebrities and stuff like that. And guess what? Did I document it? Did I take pictures, videos? Did I even talk about it? I just treated it like any other job. hmm I didn't even think it was worth mentioning that, okay, it was a thing. In my head, oh, it's just a job I'm going to do. I'm just the interpreter. I'm just here to like do this thing. Oh, don't show up. Don't talk about. Don't speak about it. It's like, yeah, it's just job. It's just work. So I never did. I never took pictures. It's just carved in my memory. It sounds noble, right? Yeah, but it's not really. Because people don't see your level. People don't trust your authority when there is nothing. You just blend in. You just like every Joe Block. And not because you're not good, but because you're not showing it. Nobody knows. And a lot of people are in that boat. I was recently following or came across an Olympian who did this, you know how you like the reels came pop up my thing, showed how they came from a single family home and how things were very difficult, tough and everything for them. And they then went on to use sports as a way to just kind of like get whatever struggles they're having, that absent father that wasn't there and all those things, and went into boxing, they became an Olympian. And now they're wanting to support other people in like people who are in similar situation and who are like don't have that nowhere in their bio except that reel. Like when I went, oh, let's go and see, nothing mentioned the gold they got. Nothing there to say this is who I am or this is what I've done. They just were not showing it. And for the longest time on Instagram, I'm saying I've been working with like interpreters and translators, and this is like what I do. I help people get that unshakable confidence. I'm a speaker trainer coach. I put there, like, I'm a new encoding specialist. Like, come and get. I put all those things there. Bypass, bypass, nobody saying hi, nothing. I recently changed my bio. I just added a few things there. I added that I have 20 plus years in interpreting. I then mentioned that I interpreted for the late Her Majesty the Queen. My other bio has been there for almost 2 years. The traction wasn't there. Now I do this for the, like, and now, not only are people following, people are commenting. I rarely had my interpreters and translator comment on my post like that. It's usually love. I love this, makes sense. Oh yeah, this one. But nothing actually meaningful, nothing about this, what they're struggling or nothing about like whatever that is. But the moment I changed that and put that authority on there, I started being seen differently. All of a sudden, the engagement has improved. The interest is now low. There's now more trust because I showcased it on there. And it just blew my mind. Like, wow, I've had this all down. I have lived experience. I have done the work. I have worked on me. But I was like, yeah, and I did this on me and I've helped some people so I can help you too. But nobody was, no. That change, that showing, people don't respond to potential. They respond to proof. They need to see the receipts. They need to see that you can do what you can do. They need to see that, oh, wow, this is why I love Bo St. John's. She would like tell you everything. She's been this marketing director at Uber and Apple and this and like Spotify. She would list it all out for you. And when I just started saying like, oh, okay. And then I started mentioning it. And then when I would like be in spaces and I would say it and you'd be like, oh wow, like, oh, and it wasn't like it was just a job. It wasn't as if like the Queen and I were like, we now sat down together and had a cup of tea. It was just I was in the room. I was in the space. And I did that. And sometimes I even say I interpreted. I just said being alongside of being in a room with the Queen. Like some, but it's just that that I have done this just makes the difference. They're responding to that proof. And I see a lot of other people in the same boat. Because I just thought, oh no, yeah. But this is the thing. When we don't put ourselves out there, who gonna know? How people going to know? I also loved where this lady, she just put something out there like, okay, I responded to 1,000 brand partners and let's see what happens. Authority, like I have done this and this is now the result. Putting it there. Because I always wonder, like when people say like, you have to like show that. And it always like, oh gosh, okay, this will be like I'm bragging or like I'm trying to show off or whatever that is. And now my thinking is it is not for everyone. Remember, what we do, the billions of people in this world, right? We cannot just be for every single soul. Not everyone's gonna like what we do. Even if they like what we do, we might not be the right person to support them in what we do. And be okay with not everybody being okay with you, but do not dim your light because of the naysayers or because of people who think, oh no, here she goes again saying she's doing it. You like it has to be known. I have these years of experience. I have done that thing. I have survived it. I've like whatever that is, we have to showcase ourselves. We have to put in there. And that's when you see people who introduce themselves and say that, people go, and then you see someone who's giving value and who is doing stuff. It's like, But the moment they change that one line, is like, yes, I've helped 1,000 people go through this thing. We've made like £1 million in sales. We've done this. People are like, tell me more. What did you say? Where? How? Okay. Who? What? That shift is that. So we need to remove the resistance that is stopping us from really showing, because it's not about bragging. We are not bragging any way, shape, or form. We're blatantly stating what the fact is. Like sometimes when I'm out and about, and like maybe I'm interpreting, and then you see, like, maybe I go and do a mother baby thing, and like you just see a new mom just talking about, oh yeah, this happened, and I'm there nodding and like, yeah, yeah, and it, like, I don't want it to drag, and I just drop, yes, and I have 4 kids. They'll be like, 4 kids? Oh, 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 you do? Yeah, I do. And it shifts, like, oh gosh, okay, oh, oh, I'm just starting out. Oh, you have 4, like, yeah. And it's when people like, okay, because yeah, I don't do jewelries like that. Okay, so people don't think that, yes, I am married. I've been married since 2004, and I have an adult child. But it's like, if I when there was a time where I went to do this um train, like a we have something called continuous development training, or continuous training, or something like that, where every year you have to like do certain things to keep your license and all that juiciness. And I remember, like, early on, I went to do this job, no, for the training, and we had to, very interesting way of introducing each other. You had to learn about someone and then like just talk, but you don't say anything about you. You just, with a name, where they live, and something else, and that's it. And then you have to then introduce the person, say their name, and then what do you think from the conversation you had, what you thought about that person. And so yeah. So when it became my turn, so this lady, beautiful soul, she's like, "Oh yeah, this is Nene, and she's single, and she lives in this really high rise," she was bigging me up, penthouse. And like she's very like, she has lunch with her girlfriends, and like they go for like cocktails and stuff, and like having spent, and then she really loves a good, like, she just described this single human. And I was looking at her and I was like nodding and smiling. She's there thinking, yeah, I got this, clock it, clock it. I'm like, and I was like, oh, okay. And then at the end they asked me, so which bit is correct? I went, none of them. And she's like, what? Okay, that's just by looking, right? I live in a house with 5 other humans, male humans who are boisterous. So I'm like, we're packing up. My weekends are like, what sports thing are we doing here? What training? What's going on? Okay, what we eating? Mommy, like cocktail. I don't even drink. I don't do alcohol. So I was like, oh, like, not me. So that, even though, yeah, okay, that was just like a fun exercise we did, but even that, like, sometimes people can look at you and like not like, people think, oh yeah, I'm like single, I'm not a ringy person, but it might be like not. So sometimes I just have to like, I have like a face. Here's my family, just in case you don't think I. But let's, to be honest, we are not bragging. There is no element of bragging. It's about the clarity, letting people know exactly what we can and cannot do, by putting that and stating that I was going to say the obvious, because it's not obvious, because how would people know that I have done this kind of work? How would people know that I have spoken in front of 500 people. How will people know that I have done speaking engagement and all these different things? Because back then, when I was doing it, it was like, oh, yeah, in and out. Because it's not about shrinking what you've already done. We've done it. We have done the thing. So there is no hiding here. It is a done deal. So now things are changing. Since the realization of how this work, every major, like I don't do this kind of work anymore anyway, because I'm now focusing on, like, my interest has changed. It's now more like, how do I support other capable people, other interpreters and translators, like navigate those internal challenges, right? That's holding them back so they can confidently step in the role. So if that's your thing, hey, hala, we can do some work. And I don't no longer do those kind of like high profile conferences, stuff like that, because yeah, I think I've done the work. Okay. And if I do, but the difference I do now is now everything is documented. I put it down, I capture the moment I'm on stage, the pictures are running. Like I go to different places, I am in that space, I am with certain people, I am just capturing those things. I'm having a class, I am documenting what's going on. That is just like I'm collecting and I'm sharing those wins. I'm like talking about this is what has happened. This is the breakthrough, the ahas that are happening. All those things are being documented and I share them now. I talk about it. Because if I don't show it, then it didn't happen to what? Who know? How would people know? If we do not share that this is what I am about and this is what I've done and this is what I've changed, even if we're documenting, taking people through the journey of what's going on, it is still a thing. You get to showcase or where I've been, what I'm doing, and where I've gone. Like it is there. So we need to start having those, just start capturing those moments. Not just in our business life, in our personal life. Because for the longest time, I used to be like, oh yeah, I don't like taking pictures. I'm like, ugh. And I nothing. And it'd be like, oh, you remember that time? Oh yeah, nothing. I was like, now I do my best to capture the moment of we're just chilling, we're having like we've gone for a meal or whatever it is. Start collecting those, like, yeah, this is when, because you never know when, like, like stating the obvious to you, but to others is not. What opportunities can land for you? What that can then bring forth? Because now people are like, oh, 20 odd years, okay. I mean, there are people who have been what in this thing for like 40, 50, like kudos to that. Like, but if I dim my light and I say I want to help other people, what's your track record? Who you feel like who said yes, what you said has been transformative? The other day in a class when we're having a group thing, someone said, oh, Nene, I heard your voice on my shoulder saying, yeah, you've got this. And no one said, oh, when you said that, every master was once a disaster kind of like thing. Guess who's collecting those evidence? She said that. So when I'm doing my content, when I'm doing my posts, this is what this person said about our time together. This is what's going on. It's no longer like, yeah, those things happen in public. I am sharing the journey of the becoming. It's no longer, Nene, it's in my head or in my journal, just me and my thoughts and my soul. It is now, obviously, with certain things that we let out. But things that are obvious and that needs to be known, it's not bragging. We are doing what is going to aid us go further faster. If you have want to help create something and you're now in a different thing, it is a transferable skill. You did that, so mention it. Don't think, oh no, I'm now in a different. No, you were there. You supported that. Even if technically there is no correlation, but you did that. You mention it and let them know because skills are transferable. It is you. And we have to like really start being, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. Because we can tell the difference of like when you be like, oh yeah, yeah, all eyes on me. All eyes on me. This is me. Yeah. No. Then we're stating those things so that the right people who really need what we're offering, the right people who can like, okay, yeah, you've been there, you've done that. Okay, you know the deal. Now come help me. That is why. It's not to say, yes, I am she, he, them. No, it is to showcase our abilities, and it's about just saying the same thing, like whatever it is that we're doing, keep refining and saying it in different ways and whatever, so that people would then figure out and it would land. We'll be doing ourselves a disjustice if we do not be our own cheerleader and like say this is what I can do and this is what I can support. And those who will what or give you the creeps or whatever, excuse me, let it be. You're not doing it for that. They're giving a side eye. It's okay. We keep going. We are not dimming our light for anyone. Because us stopping is stopping that connection, that flow with the person who really needs to hear it. The person who really needs to connect with us because somebody else is not, oh yeah, rolling their eyes on us, and then we're not, okay, let me just be quiet. No, we keep going. We keep stating the obvious. We keep like really connecting it in an aligned way, in a supportive way, in a way that would really help someone feel like, okay, all right then. Since you've gone through it, since you know this stuff, since you've helped this many people, since this is what this thing can do, all right, let's talk. That's the purpose. If we do not shine our light, no one's gonna know, and we'll be passed off. And someone who is less qualified or someone who is had less experience, that is talking about that less experience, is shining on, is moving on, and is doing their thing. Because if we don't show it, who gonna know? How will people know if we do not talk about it, if we don't showcase, if we don't? And this is what I want you to start reflecting and start asking yourself. What are you hiding that people need to see? What are you hiding that people need to hear about you? What are you hiding that you think you are bragging about? Or why are you hiding that you think is not a big deal? What are you hiding that you think, oh, yeah, they know? They know? Really? When last did it, like who? The new person that you just came across, do they know? How? Ask yourself those questions. Because when you have done that, you be treating it like it doesn't matter. Because you're thinking, it's like it doesn't matter. But this is the thing, because it does matter. It matters what you have been able to get to this point. It does matter. I have a mentor who celebrates her being sober for like 4 years, for 2 years. Every year she celebrates it. And with her celebration, other people are now like, oh, okay, I like me some sober coach. Or I like how you, like, whatever that is, put it out there. And the moment you start owning it, the moment you start saying, I did that, people will start seeing you differently. They would. I am Nene. We do this every single day. Your voice matters and it's your time to use it. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.